Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the birth story video of this little baby. Right now he is a little over 1 month old and I'm finally getting to sit down and share my unmedicated birth story. I was lucky to have unmedicated births again. If you're new here, my name is Karyna and this is my second baby, Leonardo. I have a daughter whose name is Michaela and she's 2.5 years old, and here on my channel I share lots of content around motherhood, nutrition, and just share my experience, tips and tricks to try and make motherhood and fatherhood a bit easier on you. So if this sounds like something you could get the value of, consider subscribing, hit the bell icon. I post every single Thursday, and let's get into this birth story. Okay, the baby will be nursing here, hopefully silently, and we'll talk about my birth experience this time around. It was very different, although still unmedicated and natural. So let's start with the fact that he was born at 38 weeks and 5 days. My daughter was born exactly a week later, 39 weeks and 5 days. And he was very big already at that gestational age. He was 8 pounds and 14 ounces. Big boy. Because I wanted to go into spontaneous labor, I was really worried this time around to make sure that Michaela, my daughter, is taken care of, because my first labor was pretty fast, and as you know, they say with second one it goes even faster. And what made me worried the most is the fact that I was dilating. I was pretty much in a silent labor, I think that's how it's called. So I would progress little by little and then my labor would stop. It was happening for days and maybe weeks even, because I was having here and there contractions, Braxton Hicks, but they felt really strong, and sometimes I was thinking I was going in labor, but they would stop. So at my appointment at 38 weeks and 4 days, the day before he was born, I was 4.5 centimeters dilated. So I shared with my doctor all of my concerns. So I was not even full term, right? They can't admit me because I don't have consistent contractions, and I'm not even full term. So my doctor told me to do this. She said, I have a feeling that you should see me tomorrow. She said it was really a feeling. So I said, okay, so but what we gonna do? And her office is right in the hospital, actually. I said, but what if nothing happens, nothing changes tomorrow? We will have to be coming every day, or what should we do? So she said, I think I need to see you tomorrow in the morning. And if you are any further dilated, I will keep you. And I think if we'll break your water, you're gonna have a baby. So we were very worried about the fact of breaking water at not even full term, because it was, like I said, 38 weeks and 5 days. What if he's not ready? And I preached a lot here about my natural birth and how I wanted to make sure that my baby is ready to come out and for them to come out on their own time. So we were worried, and that morning when we were driving to the appointment, we thought that we might just come back and nothing happens. But actually that morning I had lots of contractions, and at night they went away. I was fine afterwards. And at the appointment we found out that I was 6.5 centimeters. So basically when contractions would come, I would feel really bad, especially that morning. I almost felt like I was in transition. I got really scared. I thought we would need to go really early in the morning, right away to the hospital, straight to the labor and delivery. I was shaking, but it went away. So 6.5 centimeters, not even 24 hours later, after she checked me the day before and I was 4.5, and she said, yeah, we're definitely keeping you. So if you know my first experience, we rushed into the hospital, and this time I was walking around with 6.5 centimeters, checking in, told the girls take their time to check me in because I was just fine. And then they were packed and they gave us exam room, not even labor and delivery room, and we thought that we'll have the babies there. They arranged everything and brought the baby warmer and stuff. So they got the IV in my arm, and I saw a lady who was talking about an epidural if I need it, and signed some papers, and I got also some monitors on me, and my husband was checking the contractions. They were coming, but I wasn't feeling them like at all. I actually told him that I was feeling like on vacation, because if you have a toddler, you know that there is not a minute of peace with a toddler. And I was just laying in my bed. It wasn't super comfortable, but it was fine. I was just laying in my bed doing nothing. I don't remember when I did that last time. So that was very cool, and I was just so grateful. I was repeating that I'm just so blessed that I don't feel any contractions. I would feel a little bit of back pain maybe here and there, and then I don't know, maybe in like half an hour the nurse checked me and I was 7 centimeters. And I was like, okay, when is it gonna start? Because it's gonna have to start at 7 centimeters. First time around, I was already in so much pain, and I wasn't even in the hospital yet. But then the doctor came and she said, we should break your water now. And I made sure that it's gonna be okay, right? His head is engaged and everything, because first time around they broke my water at 10 centimeters. So she said it's gonna be just fine and there is nothing to worry about. So I really trust my doctor, especially this time. It's a different doctor than my first time around. So we went with it, and there was a lot of water. And if you've been here for a while, you know that my stomach was huge. So the baby is big, and there was also a lot of water in there. And after they broke my water, my contractions picked up just a little on the monitor, but I didn't feel them really. So from that point, I stayed at 7 centimeters for about 2 hours. And she told me that maybe you'll need a little bit of Pitocin, which I didn't want to do. But it's been 2 hours or more, and I was already thinking that they're gonna come and tell me that I need some Pitocin. So in about 2 hours, I started to feel contractions. They were okay in the beginning, and then they started being quite bad. And that's when a nurse came in and said, the doctor recommends you get some Pitocin. Would you agree to this? And I was like, I think it's starting. I think we should hold on. And I refused Pitocin. Spoiler alert, an hour later or so, he was born. I'm so glad I refused that Pitocin, because I don't know what would be happening to me with that, because that would be too much of that hormone, you know, and how fast, even faster, my labor would go. So basically what happened, they actually were able to move us to labor and delivery room, and that's when I was already in pain. After that, I became insane. I was like a crazy person, biting my pillow. I actually brought a little pillow with me that I thought I would be using for breastfeeding or afterwards for the hospital stay. But I was hugging it and biting it, and I was screaming like an animal. I think those contractions with my water broken were more intense than the first time around when they broke my water at 10 centimeters. So I heard about it. I heard that when they break your water, your contractions feel so much worse. But honestly, I think I underestimated, because the first time they were really bad too, but this time they were even worse. So I really was thinking like, oh my god, can I even get an epidural now? I don't think I can, because I can't stay still, but I don't know for how long I can be doing this. I can't. I just yeah, I felt like I'm not gonna make it. It was scary. But then it went fast. The cervical checks were so uncomfortable at that point, and I felt how he started to fall out of me basically, and I started screaming, the baby is coming, he's coming, and they got all in. My doctor was right there. I'm so glad she was there. I always wanted her to be there. So it was actually after 5 p.m. She just finished her office hours and she came to see her patients there, and I think she was actually on call that day, so that was perfect. And I think in just a few pushes he came out. It could have been faster if I would be pushing stronger, but of course if you had unmedicated birth, you know that pushing into pain is scary. And what I was doing, I was not pushing too strong in the beginning, and my doctor actually said, if that's more comfortable for you, do that, you know. So I think this time around I also felt so much more pressure to push than the first time. It was crazy and scary at the same time. Of course, in the last push when he came out, again, like first time, I screamed so bad, like in horror movies. But after that, everything was just perfect. He came out healthy. Everything was great. The environment around me was good. This time I only have one tear and it's been healing so much better than last time. I had like 3 tears. Just in general, this postpartum experience is so much better, but about this probably I'll make another video. But after, the whole experience was so great. I was not in as much pain as after my first, when, you know, they push on your stomach to make sure that placenta comes out, make sure that you don't start bleeding too much, apply stitches. It was so much easier and more enjoyable this time. I'm so grateful I had this experience. It was so healing. I had my baby in my arms. Again, if you've been here for a while, you know that Mikaela had some troubles with breathing after she was born because she swallowed the fluids during delivery. This time I breastfed him almost right away. I got to enjoy him fully. We had that golden hour. It was amazing. So despite the fact that I did have an intervention, which they broke my water, right? It was still unmedicated birth, and I'm so glad everything played out just the way it did. I'm so grateful for my doctor who had that gut feeling that I had to come in, because you see, I started to feel my contractions only after like 7.5 centimeters or so, and then I delivered in like an hour, maybe an hour and a half afterwards. I don't know how we would be able to make it to the hospital. Again, we don't know how would it go if they wouldn't break my water, for how many more days I would be doing this, but it just turned out perfectly. I'm so grateful. So this is truly very positive birth story, despite the fact that it is painful to have a baby, especially when your water is broken. It's beautiful and it's magical experience, very empowering. I hope this video inspires you to have unmedicated birth if it's possible. And I hope I didn't scare you, because there is nothing to be scared about. Your body is made to have babies. It knows what it's doing. And like this time, I needed some help with breaking my water to be able to deliver in the hospital, not on the road. If that's the case with you and you wanted no interventions whatsoever, go with what your heart tells you, because like in my case, sometimes those interventions are needed to be able to deliver safely. If you're already a mom, let me know how was your birthing experience, and if you're expecting mom, let me know how far along are you, what are your thoughts, and what is your birth plan, what are you hoping for. And I want to wish you all easy labor and delivery, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.